about planes and aircrafts, we always have one picture in our mind, and that is the basic one that comes from the word plane. Plain, simple, and easy to handle, the ones we can have a look at the airports. Today we will talk about some of the unusual aircrafts that are not there for practicality, but actually to prove a point, show an advancement, or even evolve the aerodynamics. Number 10. Edgeley Optica. This little beauty was named after the engineer that designed the first prototype in 1974, the British inventor John Edgeley. He then started the company that produced the actual aircraft with a group of engineers, and has first flown in 1979. It also got the nickname Bug-Eye because of its look and how it is designed. It is a slow-moving plane meant to replace the helicopters when it comes to slow observation of the surroundings. The design is about the 270-degree panoramic vision that also comes with the almost vertical vision. It is so small that it can only carry 2 passengers aside from the pilot. The cockpit canopy design allows photography through the panels. It is also considered as one of the quietest powered aircraft in the world. Number 9. Pregnant Guppy Airplane. This plane was built by Aerospace Lines with a bloated look and fish-looking appearance, gave the world an easy task of naming it the Pregnant Guppy. There has only ever been one built, and it flew for 15 years from 1962 to 1977. It was used as a cargo plane by NASA to transport the components for the Apollo 11 moon program. The Pregnant Guppy had a maximum loaded weight capacity of 141,000 pounds and maximum flying speed of 320 miles per hour. This plane did a great job of ferrying many cargoes, not just for NASA components, but also other outsized cargo items, and it was the blueprint for many cargo planes in the future that are into existence until today, such as the Boeing Dreamlifter and the jet-powered Airbus Beluga airplanes. Number 8. NASA AD-1. Next on our list, we have one of NASA's research aircrafts. This is one of the oddest there is from this monumental company. It was built in 1979, and it showed that the straight and rigid wing of an aircraft could pivot up to 60 degrees during flight without losing stability, one of the greatest accomplishments of this plane at the time. When in the process of building this, we can call it thing. Mainly in consideration were taken the dynamics of a jagged object cutting through the atmosphere is like predicting the weather, to be honest. There are so many variables that you can think of at any moment. So to figure everything out from the specific feature to the shape of the wing, there are many conditions not to be taken lightly. So sometimes in situations like these, especially with this kind of a plane, you just have to build it, fly it, and find out. And this is exactly what they did at NASA, with a result of giving one of the bases for the planes we have today, flying all around the world at any given moment. Number 7. Northrop Tactic Blue Airplane. When designing began about this plane, instead of the rounded shape of all the commercial airlines today, the Northrop Tactic Blue leaned towards the more rectangular shape. It was developed by the US Air Force in 1982, and at that time, it was considered as one of the planes with the greatest technology on the planet. And this is because it was built as a low observable surveillance vehicle that likely wouldn't be intercepted by radar, and therefore would be very successful near the front lines of the battle. This plane has several nicknames, including the Whale and the Alien School Bus. Its maximum flying speed reached 290 miles per hour, and it was over 50 feet long. Today, it is currently housed in the National Museum of the US Air Force near Dayton, Ohio. Number 6. Lockheed Martin P-791. When you see this kind of aircraft, you ask yourself, is it an airplane or is it an airship? Well, you're not wrong, it's a little bit of both, considering the looks and the functions it has. This aircraft was built for sustainability. It can fly longer routes with much less fuel compared to others in its class. It is a hybrid airship that burns less than 1/10 the fuel of a helicopter per ton, and what is very astonishing and very unique about this plane, it can land almost anywhere. This is why the producers think this can replace the Jeeps and trucks with the technology it has and the cargo space it has. It can also be used to transport people to remote areas with no airports. It may look weird for sure, but has a very huge purpose in the present. Because of its benefits, it is faster and cheaper than land and sea transportation systems, especially when it comes to the remote places we mentioned before with little to no infrastructure. Number 5. The Flying Pancake Airplane. Despite the name suggesting some kind of a goofy aircraft, don't be fooled. The flying Pancake called after its looking like a stingray with a wingspan of more than 32 feet. Its official name is Vout XF5U. It was used by the US Navy during World War II. It had a maximum speed of 550 miles per hour and a maximum takeoff weight of just 18,800 pounds, which is really impressive. This was a combat airplane that only needed one pilot and can hold two 1,000-pound bombs, 6.50 machine guns, or 4 20mm cannons. It had a big problem with vibration that haunted it until the end. It was a sturdy and a well-made plane that a wrecking ball had to be used to destroy it. There is no evidence of this plane anywhere in the world except a previous prototype of the plane currently in the Smithsonian. Number 4. Short Skyvan. Next on our list we have some of the oldest models from this list, very weird and funny looking one. The plane was built for function with total disregard for aesthetics, and because of its looks, it was sometimes called Flying Shoebox and the Shed, among other examples. But aside from the names called towards him, it served its value over the years with grace. The first flight of this plane was back in 1963, but strangely enough, it is still used to this day for cargo transferring and passengers too. This 19-seater and van-like cargo with rear door for loading and unloading is of great use and very efficient for short-haul flights, skydiving activities, and much more. Number 3. The Spruce Goose airplane. At number 3 on our list, we have one of the unusual ones. Among the others who are more than unusual, this one is pretty special, and unique in its own way. The Spruce Goose, officially called Hughes H-4 Hercules, was built by the Hughes Aircraft Company during World War II. The special mentioned thing before is that some of the plane is made out of wood. Yes, wood, you heard that right. Under the circumstances of wartime, materials such as aluminum shortage, the company had to use wood to finish the plane. This plane flew only once in the year 1947. It was built to carry 700 passengers, and it was the largest flying transport ever built. This was a beast of an aircraft with a wingspan longer than a football field. It was actually a flying boat in a way and could hold up to 150,000 pounds total, including two 30-ton M4 Sherman tanks. It was also known under the name the Lumberyard, and today it sits in the Evergreen Aviation Museum in McMinnville, Oregon. Number 2. The Dreamlifter airplane. Even though on first hearing you might not know this plane by this name. Officially called the Boeing 747 Large Cargo Freighter, LCF, now I got your attention. A widely known name around the world, this beast of a plane has the longest cargo loader and a really wide body. This plane was put into production when manufacturers made major modifications to the Boeing 747-400. And even though only 4 planes were made, they are still used to this day to deliver aircraft parts from suppliers all over the globe. This is a fairly newer plane when compared to others on our list. First completed plane from this generation is in 2006. The Dreamlifter is more than 235 feet long, has a cruising speed of 475 knots. It can only hold 2 crew members, and it's more than enough for this plane, and it has an impressive 211-foot wingspan. Number 1. The Boeing X48 airplane. And at number 1 on our list, we have another Boeing, but a very different one from the previous one we talked about. This is a brand new plane still under construction. It is put on our list as one of the newest additions of the Boeing family with a very unusual wing shape and a wingspan of 21 feet. There have been 3 previous versions of this plane, the X48A, which has already been cancelled, the X48B, and the X48C. This is one of the unique ones that is being made to be one of the first unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAV, to investigate the many characteristics of blended wing body, or BWB. Considered one of the many odd airplanes, mostly because of its shape, the Boeing X48 has a cross weight of 500 pounds and can fly at a roughly top speed of 135 miles per hour. Since the very first testing of this aircraft, the results have been very promising. In such studying the various aspects of flying the plane, including engine yaw control and more, promising a great future for the generations to come after this one. This is it for our list. Thank you for watching until the end. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more videos like this in the future.